only from your local Ford dealer.
First tonight, we had some storms moving through the Miami Valley earlier today.
That's right. We got a live look from our Eco Plumber Skycam right now. Another hot day with highs in the 90s in some spots. We've already seen storms pass through, as Elise mentioned, and more are expected.
They certainly are. Chief Meteorologist Natalie Walters joining us now in studio. So, Natalie, what's the rest of the night actually looking like for us?
Yeah, we got more storms on the way. The good news is much needed rainfall. We could use any bit of precipitation we can get at this time. And we did see a good soaking rain. A few stronger storms. We had a severe thunderstorm warning up into Logan County earlier and into Champaign County as that was making its way through. But now our active weather and severe threat is staying to the southwest of us. That being said, we have more storms in the forecast tonight, followed by another chance for some storms tomorrow that could be on the stronger to severe side. But this did bring some good rainfall for our area, especially up into Logan County with some of those heavier downpours. We saw radar estimating about 1.6 inches of rain south of Bell Fountain. Through the Dayton area, many spots getting at least a half an inch of rainfall. So good soaking rainfall, although we could use just a little bit more. Now heading into the day tomorrow, we do have a level 1 threat for severe storms, mainly for our southeastern counties, with storms that develop again tomorrow afternoon and evening. We'll monitor for the potential for some damaging wind gusts. Also could see some large hail, but also our primary concern would be our heavier downpours, perhaps even some localized brief flooding. So for tonight, more storms on the way. 72 will be our overnight low, warm, muggy evening. So I'm tracking storms tonight, more on the way tomorrow. I'll time it all out for you coming up in just a bit.
And you can see those weather alerts sent right to the palm of your hand. Just download the Dayton 24/7 Now app. It's easy to do. Take out your phone and scan that QR code on your screen. That'll take you straight to your app store where you can download it for free.
The U.S. Surgeon General says gun violence is now a public health crisis. Dr. Vivek Murthy's advisory comes after another summer weekend of mass shootings across the country. Dozens of people were killed or wounded. He calls for an automatic rifles ban, universal background checks, industry regulation, and laws that would restrict guns in public spaces. Now, Murthy says the issue has become too political.
I certainly know that the issue of gun violence has been politicized and polarized over the years, but my hope is this advisory is that we can actually take it out of the realm of politics and put it into the realm of public health, which is where it belongs.
Now, his suggestions can't be implemented without legislation, of course, from Congress, which typically can't reach a consensus on gun control measures.
The Dayton Police Department still investigating yesterday morning's mass shooting that left 1 woman dead and 6 others injured. What we know now is that it started with a large gathering at a vacant home in Dayton, and police say vacant homes are now being used for several crimes. Lydia Bice looked into those other incidents today. So, Lydia, what exactly did you learn?
Well, Elise, as you said, yesterday morning's mass shooting started in a large party type of gathering at a vacant home here on Home Avenue. And now we know, Dayton police told us that's not the only incident that has happened at a vacant home in our area. There have been 3 incidents at vacant homes in Dayton just since June 17th, one of them being yesterday's mass shooting, and another one involving a shots fired call in that time frame as well. Today, I asked the Dayton Tenant Union why they think vacant homes in our city are becoming targets for these violent crimes.
What we are finding out is a lot of the owners and buyers do not live in the city of Dayton or even in the state of Ohio. So they are buying up these properties, but there's no one checking on the properties.
Now, Lydia, you also received some statistics on violent crimes within the city of Dayton today. So what did Dayton police share with you?
That's right. So Monday morning's mass shooting not only falls into incidents at vacant home statistics, but a few other stats as well. For example, there have been 34 violent crime injuries involving a firearm so far this year in the city of Dayton. There have been 13 homicides involving a firearm in 2024 so far. And while there's been no change in the number of violent crime injuries involving a firearm between this year and last, police are still worried about those numbers. So coming up on Fox 45 at 6:30, you'll hear from Assistant Dayton Police Chief Eric Henderson on more about these specific incidents.
family and the Jail Coalition spoke to county commissioners. What was their message?
Yeah, Adam, the Jail Coalition wants the state to investigate all 7 deaths that happened at the jail last year. Last week, they sent a petition to the Ohio Department of Rehabilitation and Corrections. Today, Isaiah Trammell's heartbroken mother spoke about her autistic son's last moments in the jail.
He begged for mercy. He begged for someone to listen. He begged for a phone call. He begged for medicine. He begged for a simple drink of water. His pleas and clear signs and symptoms went ignored. Please, please, please stand with them and please open an investigation so nobody has to go through what my child went through.
And how did the commissioners respond?
Well, Commissioner Deborah Lieberman was the only one who spoke. She says the commissioners support the idea of a state investigation happening, but even though that's the case, the coalition wants the commissioners to help ensure that an investigation does get done and gets done fairly. I reached out to the sheriff's office today, who told me that they have no comment at this time. Later tonight at 10 and 11, hear from Trammell's sister. Back to you.
Heber Heights city manager pleaded guilty to an OVI charge. Richard Zick was placed on administrative leave back in May after being arrested for driving a vehicle while intoxicated and for driving left of center. Now, this is the body camera video of that arrest. He was sentenced to 2 years of community control on the conditions he attends 1 AA meeting a week, plus a mandatory 72-hour driver intervention program. He's also not allowed to refuse any police or court request for blood or urine test. Zick must also pay $640 in fines. Heber Heights Administrative Battalion Chief John Russell is now serving as interim city manager.
Well, there is a new leader at Oakwood High School tonight. The district announcing Matthew Salyer will take over as principal. Now, Salyer brings 17 years of experience and has taught and held leadership positions at Oakwood's junior and senior high schools for more than a decade, so he's a familiar face. This comes after the principal of 15 years, Dr. Paul Waller, resigned in early June after being placed on administrative leave back in February. The reason for that is still unknown. A bill meant to help families of the developmentally disabled passed today, but with some major changes. Now, the father of the bill's namesake is reacting next.
And a new state-of-the-art campground is now open in Xenia. Everything available at the campsite and what they have planned in the future after the break.
Plus, I'm tracking more thunderstorms tonight and for tomorrow. I'll talk about our severe risk that's coming up. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
our showrooms, all sealed, quality driven, veteran run.
Weather Window, presented by the National Weather Desk.
Viewers across southwest Michigan and northwest Indiana sent in images of this large and impressive shelf cloud. It was the leading edge of a line of severe thunderstorms that moved across many states today. They brought heavy rain, strong wind gusts, and small hail. The system then brought this rain shaft to Columbus, Ohio, and helped make this sunrise in northern Michigan so gorgeous.
Listen to Off the Radar. New episodes every Tuesday. Find it wherever you get your podcasts.
The bill aimed at helping families of the developmentally disabled passed a House committee today, but the father of the bill's namesake may want his daughter's name removed from it. David Winter broke the story of Lauren Carter last year before Lauren's law hit the House. But Lauren's father is not pleased how things are working out. He explains why.
Today, it was completely punted.
Greg Carter displeased after watching what the House Committee on Family and Aging did today to the bill named after his daughter. Initially, the bill would have had the state pay families who take care of their developmentally disabled loved ones 90% of what it pays facilities and group homes. Currently, families get a fraction of that, and most cannot afford home care because, like Greg, it would mean that they would have to quit their jobs. That part of the bill was stripped.
Families right now don't get anywhere near what facilities and group homes get. There's a lot of families that could take care of their loved ones at home, but the finances are just not there. The finances are spent on facilities, group homes, and whatnot. Institutional settings, that's where the preference is.
The bill also would have required facilities to install cameras in clients' rooms if the families requested it. The bill was changed to make that voluntary for the facilities.
So what's the use then? Why even have this bill?
Well, as it currently stands, it's not helpful at all.
Well, we have a lull in the precipitation, at least for right now, before we get some more rain and thunderstorms back in the picture for us. Active weather and some stronger storms making their way through Indiana, now into Kentucky, but that looks like it's going to be missing our area. It's not until overnight, early tomorrow, we'll start to see some more activity make its way in as this cold front continues to approach the area. So overnight we'll drop into the 60s and 70s, although I do think we'll start to see some scattered showers and thunderstorms entering the area by early tomorrow morning. This is about 10 a.m. Scattered rain approaching the area, and then as our cold front makes its way in later tomorrow afternoon and evening, this will bring the potential for perhaps a few stronger storms across the area. Damaging wind gusts would be the primary concern. Also some heavier downpours potential with this too, and with that heavier rain, that could yield to some brief localized flooding, so something we'll have to monitor. But then Thursday is looking great, starting out perhaps some spots in the 50s and then lower humidity 80s for our Thursday afternoon. So with that severe risk tomorrow, it's just a level 1 threat, mainly southeast of our area. But as I mentioned, any storm that develops during the day tomorrow, mainly afternoon, evening, will have the potential to perhaps produce some damaging wind gusts and some localized heavy rainfall. And that rainfall still beneficial for our area. Potentially could see an additional ½ an inch or so across the area, maybe some spots getting close to an inch or more for our northern counties, which again will take whatever we can get. So far 1.74 inches, which we're actually behind 1.74 inches. We saw 0.2 of an inch in Dayton today, and we're still behind for the year with 0.81 inches, which again, this rainfall beneficial for our area. I know my yard is just looking dry and not green at all. We still have abnormally dry conditions. Our latest drought monitor will come out for tomorrow, and we'll get an update to see if there's any improvement, although not anticipating much in the way of anything with the rain that we've seen. Have a look at our 7-day with another round of rain in the forecast coming up in just a bit.
A story now from our partners at the Dayton Business Journal. A Colorado defense provider has opened a new state-of-the-art facility in the Dayton area. Apogee Engineering is now located in Beaver Creek. The new location allows the company to apply advanced technology solutions to the nation's urgent national security priorities. Now, Apogee works with partners in government, industry, and academia to address defense and security concerns. And if you'd like to read more about it, you can go to Dayton247now.com. This story and others like it are under the Dayton Business Journal heading in the News tab.
Well, a new Class A campground is now open in Xenia. The Caesar Ford Park celebrated phase 1 of the expansion with a ribbon cutting today. The campground is located on Stringtown Road and has 12 full hookup campsites, a picnic shelter, and a shower house. It's the first Class A camp in Greene County.
We've got several bookings already. We opened it up and within the first 4 hours had 140 bookings, and we continue to have some. There are a few weekends available still, but need to get them before everybody else does.
Phase 2 of the plan intends to create more sites and a playground.
Oh, and kids are fed, they're fueled to thrive, but for many that rely on schools for their meals, summer can be a big challenge. And that's why we're once again partnering with Feeding America for Sinclair Care's Summer Hunger Relief. Just scan the QR code and you can help provide meals for children and families right here in the Miami Valley.
It's been nearly 1 year since Taylor Swift took Cincinnati by storm. The true identity behind the blanket-clad fan and how her life has changed since then. Still ahead.
You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
There are
CMA Fest, tonight, 8/7 Central on ABC.
The Dayton 24/7 Now News app, brought to you by the Jeff Schmidt Auto Group.
It's been 1 year since Taylor Swift's Eras Tour took Cincinnati by storm, and 1 year since meeting our very favorite internet viral blanket-clad friend. I mean, come on, this doesn't get any better. Annie Brown went back to the beginning to reveal Blanket Swifty's true identity to you and how her life has changed since that day.
Willis had called in sick to work that day in order to wait in line for coveted Taylor Swift merch. And when we asked her for an interview, she requested her identity shall remain anonymous so work wouldn't find out. What started as a funny take on Swifty's dedication soon became an internet sensation. The inspiration behind countless internet memes, t-shirts, costumes, and artwork, even garnering the attention of national news networks and Sydney Sweeney and Glenn Powell while on press for the movie Anyone But You.
It's extremely weird. Me and my mom went to a coffee shop and they had little who's the better Kentuckian, Blanket Swifty or Jack Harlow, and Blanket Swifty won. So that's weird.
Willis's life is forever changed by the moment thanks to supportive Swifties and internet trolls alike. But she doesn't let any negative comments about her sick day habits detract from the humor, especially since work didn't mind when it found out.
And they love it. They talk about it all the time, so it's all good. Sorry, internet trolls.
I will say the weather had to be at least somewhat comfortable to be just hiding under a blanket the whole time, because if it were last week, that wouldn't have been any fun at all because temperatures are in the 90s. Thankfully, though, it's actually cooled off. Today, thanks to the rain that we had earlier, only got into the lower 80s, at least in the Dayton area. And we're going to continue to see 80s in the forecast over these next several days. Tomorrow, mid-80s, 82 on Thursday. We do spike back up to 89 on Saturday, but we got another cold front that will arrive, bringing us a chance for some thunderstorms on Sunday with our highs back in the lower 80s. So our extended forecast showing more storms tomorrow, scattered rain and storms. Again, beneficial rain. We do have that low and severe risk that we'll be tracking as well, followed by a beautiful Thursday on the way.
No 90s.
Ooh, no 90s. I'm liking this forecast.
Close on Saturday, but yeah.
All right, good night.
Family Feud,